Grandmasters are out, and if you're like me and need those amazing rewards that you can get at the end, then I have the perfect build for you. This Stasis Warlock build will allow you to spawn up to 6 turrets at the same time, while also offering you some insane resistance, to the point where you will be able to even tank the boss in the Lightblade Grandmaster. And with the setup I am about to show you, you will be capable of dealing with all champion types, meaning that you can use this exact same build for every single Grandmaster in the game. So without further ado, let's get straight into the build. With Season 21, we got the introduction of a new mod called Elemental Charge, which is supposed to be the replacement for Elemental Shards. And I have to say, even though it's not as good as Elemental Shards used to be, it's still pretty decent. With Elemental Charge, you will get a stack of Armor Charge every 4 Stasis Shards that you collect. And luckily for us, Stack on Stacks seems to actually work with this, even though it probably shouldn't. Meaning that you will get 2 stacks of Armor Charge every 4 Stasis Shards that you pick up. If you further want to enhance this, you can slot in another Elemental Charge, and now instead of requiring 4 Stasis Shards, you will only need to pick up 3 of them. Elemental Charge is a key addition to this build. However, there is something way more important that makes this entire build possible. Our exotic, the Osmiumancy Gloves, gives us a second charge of our Cold Snap grenade, as well as it allows the Cold Snap to give us grenade energy back every time it freezes an enemy. This grenade energy return is extremely important because you can actually get more grenade energy than what you spend. For example, here I threw my last charge of my grenade, and when it froze the enemies, I ended up back with 2 full charges. This is exactly why the most efficient way to throw down stasis turrets is by alternating between a turret and a Cold Snap grenade. You should start by throwing down a turret first, and instantly after follow up with a Cold Snap grenade. That way you will regain grenade energy when it freezes enemies. It is also very important that you try hitting your target directly with your Cold Snap grenade, because this allows it to give even more grenade energy back. Once you learn how to manage your grenade energy with this little trick, you will be able to literally spam an infinite amount of grenades. Apart from the astounding crowd control that this build provides, we are also going to take advantage of the fragment Whisper of Rending, which allows our primary weapons to deal 40% more damage when shooting at frozen enemies. This pairs up perfectly with weapons such as Wish Ender, Quicksilver Storm with the grenade launcher mode, and even Revision Zero with the sniper mode. These 3 are my recommended weapons for this build. However, you can pretty much use any primary ammo weapon that you would like, since they all benefit from this 40% damage boost. Finally, there's one last and very important thing that you guys need to know about this build. We are going to be using Whisper of Refraction, which is going to allow you to spam countless of rifts, since we will be killing frozen enemies all the time. The reason why we want to use this fragment is because we are going to pair it up with double bomber mods on our bond item, which will give us grenade energy every time we use our rift. And if that wasn't enough, we are also using bolstering detonation, which actually works with our turret projectiles, meaning that we will be getting even more rift energy on top of our fragment. In other words, you should be spamming a rift as soon as it comes back to make use of those bomber mods and be able to spam even more grenades. Now that you know exactly what this build revolves around, let's get into all the aspects, fragments and mods. Stat-wise, we are going to prioritize resilience, followed by discipline and then recovery. In the artifact, we only need to pick countercharge. When it comes to our aspects, we are using Glacial Harvest, that way we can make those stasis shards whenever we freeze enemies. We are also using Bleak Watcher, so we can transform our grenade into a stasis turret. Whisper of Durance is going to allow for our grenade to last longer. Whisper of Rending is going to give us that 40% damage boost, Whisper of Diffraction provides us with class ability energy when defeating slowed or frozen targets. And finally, this one is personal preference, but I like to use Whisper of Chains because it comes in clutch when you're suddenly surrounded or if you like to play more aggressive. Now, if you're not seeing much use in this fragment, then simply switch it out for Whisper of Torment, Whisper of Conduction, or even Whisper of Rhyme. Mod-wise, we are using Heavy Ammo Finder with Heavy Ammo Scout, that way we can generate heavy ammo for us and our teammates. This is followed by Kinetic Siphon, so we can also make those Orbs of Power. On our gauntlets, we are using Double Grenade Kickstart for the grenade energy return, and Bolstering Detonation, so we can also get that class ability energy. On our chestplate, we are simply using Triple Resist mods. On our leg armor, we are using Double Elemental Charge with Stack on Stacks. Now, if you need the stat mod, or if simply you want to play it a bit safer, then you can switch out one elemental charge for something like Recuperation or better already. And finally, on our bond, we are using Reaper because we are going to be spamming our Rift 24/7, so this is going to allow us to generate a ton of Orbs of Power. Followed by double bomber mods, so we can get that grenade energy whenever we use our Rift. Weapon wise, apart from the 3 weapons that I have already mentioned, any weapon with Demolitionist pairs up very nicely with this build. Deliverance can actually roll with Demolitionist and Chill Clip, so it's one of my favorite weapons. When it comes to the energy weapons, Trinity Ghoul, Lemonarch and Ticus are absolutely amazing with this build, and I highly recommend that you give them a try. When it comes to playing this build, to put it into a summary, you want to start your rotation with a Stasis turret, followed by your Cold Snap grenade. After that, if you are missing some grenade energy, you should pop your Rift and throw down another Stasis turret. Then simply keep alternating between those two and using your Rift as soon as you get it back. Always try to have stacks of armor charge, which you can get by picking up Stasis shards and Orbs of Power. That way you can get even more grenade energy back. If you are using a glaive like I do, then simply keep in mind that when blocking, you can survive anything that the game throws at you. However, remember that you only block damage that's coming in a shape of an arc right in front of you, meaning that you can still get hit from the sides and from behind. Lastly, save up your super for emergency situations, since you can easily use it to revive your teammates and clutch up a run. And that is all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, then feel free to join my Discord and ask me directly, or leave a comment down below. As always, have a wonderful rest of your day.